Hello everyone, welcome to another quick episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today it's April 1st, so that's why we have this. I have no idea why we even have this, but it's a good thing. It's a very short, it's really just for April 1st. So this is some new historic. So basically it's 40 cards, no limit to the number of cards you can have. So and every card is legal. Yes, yes, the first deck I ran into turn 2 Oko. What nothing wrong with that. So basically this one's just a way to loosen up, have fun. Quick 100 XP for if you really need it, but that's otherwise just there for the lulz. So we're actually running I decided to run something that's relatively safe here because I still couldn't come up with a combo deck that that can reasonably hit, and especially very hard when you're running into Oko disruption. So I decided that you have to be able to have a first shot at it. So that's why we're doing Ruin Crab, Thieves Enforcer, of one mind in case we need to draw a few extra cards, drown in the locks for extra safety, but it's otherwise just basic mill. Now I've seen someone trying to do mono blue mill and all that. Actually, it's more of mono. It's actually more of like self card draw into Jace. So that is why you kind of want to have some. You still want to have some creatures that are relatively beefy. This is a horrible hand. Horrible hand. I'm still kind of willing to keep it though because this one's just for fun. We're not really taking anything seriously here. It's a bit of a shame that we have to pop these off right away, but can't complain too much. Also, in a few, we're gonna come to the moment when we're actually going to be scared of one of these because Mana Tide is coming. Ooh, opponent's playing dogs. So we're basically gonna just try to buy as much time as possible here. Yeah, this is probably not the best time to pack leader. So opponent's going white, pack leader wide. Well, we're just trying to. So damage is prevented, so that's an issue. But we're pretty much going to try to ignore it. And it looks like our opponent smartened up by going in with an. They decided to go in with an 80 plus card deck. Yeah, the 40 card is a minimum, but I guess it would make sense to do the minimum if you're milling yourself and you're gunning for it that way. So that is probably another thing you can do. So this one's gonna just basically ignore all that. Let's see how much of a dent we can make on this one, but so opponent's probably gonna just play another pack leader. They swing with one. It's only prevent combat damage on attack, so we take that. We have of one mind to draw us extra cards. We'll do that. Ooh, so, yeah, it's mill and doggos. We're actually getting there. No, it's actually going to be quite a while. Yeah, got them to 59 already. So there are two ways around this. I can go for the. I'm just gonna go pack leader, so that we'll counter. Actually, we can choose to just destroy one of these instead. So instead of counter, we're gonna go for the destroy. That will slow them down. So there's only one attacking instead of instead of 2. Sure, it's still a 4/4, but that's fine. So we're literally just trying to buy as much time as possible. Still at 48. We know our opponent's going to swing with the next one. So either. So I can mill them down for another 8, but we're going to save that. Now we're gonna go down to 10 at this rate, so I'm probably gonna just take the 10. So this is actually then also we got another drown. Kinda odd that this is the time I did not want to draw the drowns. But I don't exactly want to draw. I could draw the I could be okay with drawing some lands maybe. So so I guess just block with 3, that should be fine.
Transfer lang.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not counter because we need to because some summoning sickness is our friend here. Yeah. So probably just some... What are we more likely to draw? We're going to have to throw some under the bus. Unfortunately, wow, looks like... Yeah, probably an argument to put a single maddening cacophony at least. So we've already played out most of our Chief's Guild Enforcers. It'll be sad if we draw another one, but we do have to... My out is basically the lands. We're probably dead anyway at this one. So... Ooh, I do... Yeah. It does give me an idea though. We're gonna make one extra change here. I don't... Since it looks like people are going to be playing so many multiples of one card. There's one card I remember from back in the day. We should probably add that. That one's a 3 mana sorcery if I'm not mistaken. Mnemonic, no. Unmoored Ego. Yeah, so we're gonna do this one. We're gonna add 4 copies of this. We're going to maybe just 3 copies. I don't think 4. I think 4 might be too many. I'm still willing to keep some crabs, but not too many either. So I might also cut one eye. We're actually running a tight ship of like 16 lands, but probably should make an adjustment like 5 and 3 here. Maybe 1 less crab. So the play is to try to hit that unmoored egos. The question is, well, it's actually not that hard. The first card that they play is usually going to be the clue, and since we're milling them, that also gives us a better clue on what we can do. It also looks like people are preemptively just playing 80, 90, 100 card stacks because they're afraid of getting milled out, which makes sense. So we can also rely on that what do you call this? We can also rely on on people trying to do big stacks of that just to avoid that, but because of that they also run the problem of not getting the right mana hands, or Getting that balance messed up really badly. So that was a weird one. Let's try again. I probably could make room for some counter spells, but that's might be stretching it a bit. Anyway, you don't expect people to play this one out for the most part. It's really just one event for 100 XP. So, well, poor shot for the Ruin Crab. We don't have to play it immediately though. We'll see. Opponent goes Stitcher Supply. Oh, there's self-mill. Okay, so it's mill into Creeping Chill, so we need to hit the Unmoored Eagle. So I don't want to actually mill them accidentally, so we're actually gonna crack this first. So the base plan is to just name Creeping Chill. We might die before that happens, but thankfully opponents milling a lot of suppliers. Okay, that's another chill, so that's 2 chills we got hit with. We got 1 turn to... So we're changing the timing here so that we don't get proactively trigger anymore. So I don't even want to activate this. I'm just gonna block. Opponent might just have 2 Stitcher supply. Okay, Direction Tower. That should get them 2 more Stitcher suppliers. Creeping Chill, hard cast. Okay. So let's not mill them quite yet. Ooh, that was bad. I forgot that would have milled us first. Yikes, that was a good game. There was no way around. Ooh, that was a very bad hit. So we got hit by their trap card on that one. We just needed to dodge 1, but even then we would be dying to the other cards. Creeping Chill. Interesting plan. Do I want to? Now, obviously, I'm not gonna start putting Leyline of the Void just to hit that. Though, I am tempted to now. Unmoored Eagle is kind of correct. We just needed. It was just unfortunate about hitting the mana. We were kind of right in not trying to mill them a little bit more than we should. Though, yeah, that was an unfortunate one. If we had hit 1 Creeping Chill less, we probably were still in trouble. A Claim to Death would have worked though, in the sense that we could exile it in response. And that would be one way to do it. So as you can see, there are many lines of attack. The Stitcher Supplier Creeping Chill, that's a very brilliant one. Okay, so this one was this was a misfire. Got an interesting setup. So we're gonna let this go first. I want to see what our opponent actually has. Blue. Ruin Crab. So I need to see if our opponent has just a Ruin Crab or has more. I am going to drown in the Loch this one. We'll slow the crab down a bit. We do have enough 1 mind if we need to fire off, but Looks like this is mono blue, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just name. I'm just gonna name room. Yeah, opponent sees the unmoored eagle, so we do have a bit of a race. Oops, I misplayed that. I was supposed to hit everything else here. I have not used Unmoored Ego in such a long time. That was a mistake. You're supposed to click that, then you're supposed to click the card you named, then you're supposed to go through every card in the graveyard, and you're supposed to go through every card in the library. It's not automatic. Okay, so the more you learn. Yeah, I haven't used Unmoored Ego ever. So that is a problem. I'm also tempted to actually leave one Gaia's Blessing just to mess with our opponent. So... yeah, this is just for fun. It's just for the lulz. There's no need to be that uptight about it. So this is probably a very aggro... could just be Burning Tree Emissary, which is a problem, since you could just run out the entire deck with that. We have lots of drowns in the Loch. I want to see what our opponent does. I'm pretty sure they'd go... oh wait, we can't exactly counter it. No, it's an Ornithopter. Okay. About trickery. Ha. Counter the Ornithopter. So the Tibalt's Trickery has nothing to counter, and yeah, we got our opponent there. Yeah, that's if you're gonna run Tibalt's Trickery now, I recommend, well, actually with the one Fabled Passage we would have gotten it. Actually no. Yeah, with Drawn in the Loch, you can get them even if they ran Ugin's Conjurant or any X mana that's not an artifact. But we got a moral victory there. Taking out someone trying to meme with Tibalt's Trickery. Nobody loves a person who plays Tibalt's Trickery. Let's be honest. Yeah, my spidey senses were tingling there. It's a good thing I did. So we got the same situation, except we have no defense. And the red start. Oh, so this is a landfill stuff. So I need to figure out if they're just running all Akum Hellhound, we can kind of weather this. But if our opponent's running more than this, that's an issue. The other problem is I'm forced to... well, we do have an Unmoored Ego next turn, so we can limit our opponent's Hellhounds if few of the critics... okay, so this might just be regular burn, but I need to figure out what their... I need to figure out... I'm gonna name Skewer first, if ever. We do have Drawn in the Loch backup, but I probably want to fire off the Unmoored Ego instead. Let's see what we can hit. If our opponent has a varied number of cards, then... Magnitude. Oh, it's all burn. The question is, how... now I'm going to have to guess what our opponent has in their hand. So... yeah, I'm going to get another island because... oh, wow. This is going to be very different. This is... okay, this one's just straight burn. And it's much more streamlined. So the Unmoored Ego plan is kind of a bust. We're going to hold up Drawn in the Loch instead. Yeah, our opponent might even be playing Singleton, which would be interesting. So far, everything has been not the same. So we're gonna hold. Yeah, we're gonna block this. If our opponent chooses to pump or throw a burn spell, we have options. Yeah, our opponent went Singleton. So Unmoored Ego, choose a card name for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Ah, and Unmoored Ego only takes 4, so it doesn't take all. So I probably need a better alternative. It's a good thing I tested this first. Yeah. So knowing our opponent is literally playing Singleton with all different names. What's a powerful bird? I'm gonna actually just name Hazoret the Fervent, because that's the one thing I do not want to get hit by. Nope, Pillar of Flame. Opponent does not have a Hazoret, so slight whiff, but time to start taking notes. Bone Crusher, Infuriate, Kargan, Karizev, Royal Eruption. In hand is Pillar of Flame, so that's fine. So which cards are the most problematic for us? Probably Bone Crusher. Opponent goes Pillar of Flame to the face. Yeah, those gonna go all to the face at this point. There's no reason not to. We got them down to 17 cards, but they got us down to 9 life, and everything is a burn spell. Okay, so it's sniped out the Spear Speed. So we're gonna attack first. Let's see if this card is a burn spell. Oh, play that first. Basically, the more cards we mill, the easier it is for me to name stuff. Wayward Guide Beast. You know what? Just gonna name. What is the worst one I saw? There's Karizev that's bad. There's a Royal Eruption that's very bad now. Bone Crusher Giant is annoying. Let's name Royal Eruption actually. Nope, collateral damage, but they... Okay, so we take this one. So opponent needs a creature to sacrifice to snipe this one, so we kind of have some time. Opponent passes. They might have a burn spell for the Thieves Guild Enforcer. They don't want to lose their cards, though I think they might have a choice here. Yep. So opponent tried to get smart with Singleton. That's actually interesting. But it also showed the flaw in our plan. Unmoored Ego only takes up to 4. So we're gonna look for... We have other options actually. Lost Legacy is an... We have other lobotomy options. We're gonna take a look at those. So search. Okay. So like Lost Legacy, search for any number of copies. So it's non-artifact, non-land. So that's candidate 1. Actually, that Necromentia is the other one. Search a card name other than a basic land. For any number of cards, it puts 2/2 black zombies. That one might be a problem. I think Lost Legacy might be better. The non-artifact part might kill us, but it's still better than nothing. But I have to commend our opponent on that one. They went the singleton route. They went the singleton route to dodge cards like Unmoored Eagle, which makes perfect sense. You know you're with a no card limit rule, everyone is gonna be going for that. So opponent, and this is also yet another big card special. So we're going to use the Ruin Crabs to determine what exactly our opponent has, so we're not in a hurry to mill them out. So this is all about identifying what do they have. I'm probably gonna just hold Drown in the Loch, maybe. Well, let's see. Or that's Tybalt's Trickery again. So, ooh, nice whiff, nice whiff, nice whiff. So we are definitely holding Drown in the Loch for the next shot. If our opponent doesn't, yeah. So they run the very thick deck special, so they don't get milled out too easily. Actually, I think but in all honesty, I think your math is a lot better if you just run it as 40 cards. You're going to concede anyway if it fails. And the thing with that Lost with Lost Legacy, well, I would have to see what the payoff actually is. So we have a Drown. Yeah, the Fabled Passages are really just a nod to the Ruin Crab. I might just run all Thieves Guild Mess Enforcers next time. Well, our opponent's running a normal deck, so probably not Tybalt's Trickery. Opponent's also in the mill plan, so I might have to drop mine first. So opponent might just be all Thieves Guild Enforcers. So I have. Okay, we lost the Lost Legacy, so that's a catch. Opponent probably just dumps. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. I definitely want to block this one first, though I think our opponent has enough to anyway. Yeah, they will be able to mill off enough anyway. So how do we get this? So we lost another Drown. They probably have one more. Yeah, they have one more. We need to hit that Lost. We need to hit Lost Legacy, but we also need to hit another land. So, grab. And even then, yeah, let's crack this now. So how many cards? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm running the risk of not being able to play either of these, but I don't think I'm going to be able to play either of these anyway. Yeah, that's a risk. Yeah, we're gonna get milled out first. Our opponent just goes 8 and 10. Yeah, this is a good game. Yeah, so the first one to drop a Thieves Guild Enforcer. So probably in that sense, the best play is probably to just cut. You can actually go mono black at this point. Let's say you go all. That's a smart plan. Let's say you just go all rogues. Let's say we skip the crabs altogether. One, it smooths out our mana base, so we will need. Well, we won't be able to counter stuff. I'm gonna try this one more time. We'll probably just get one more game in, because the Drown in the Loch, its only use is literally just to go up against Tibalt decks, so I'm actually fine with it. It also reduces our vulnerability, but yeah, this is not exactly a format to take seriously, and I don't expect anyone to. So, but we do learn a lot of things, like if this is what you are seeing, how do you counteract it? Like what is your plan A, plan B in that sense? Over time, I would most likely end up probably stacking a lot of Agadeem's Awakenings though. I would really like to be able to do zero cost combo deck that does not revolve around Tibalt's Trickery. General plan would be, I was thinking of getting one like you keep drawing it up and you get to toss as Oracle, though that one's a bit harder. Though that one's a bit hard to do. If you can rush to 4 mana, you can do. There's Experimental Frenzy, but I'm trying to remember. There's a limitation to that card. It's been a long time since that card was relevant. No, I need the Oracle text. I don't need you to. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. So there's no limitation to it. So the only limitation is basically what you hit. You can kind of do an. You can do an oops all spells deck, but that one is still. That would. But you'd still have to hit 4, and this deck, and this is very fast. I don't think you have the time to be playing around 4 mana. Maybe if we got Simian Spirit Guide, but that's super risky. So we do have our Lost Legacy, so we'll go turn. So we're gonna go turn 1 Crab, turn 2 get the Swamp, turn 3 hit the Lost Legacy. Opponents Fervent Champion, so we need to identify if this is all Fervent Champion or if there's a special sauce here. It's possible it's all Fervent Champion, so that's a nice drown, but let's play the crab first. Land. That doesn't tell me anything, so I'm gonna do it here. We hit for black mana. Okay, it's all Fervent Champions all the time, so we have a plan here. So we're gonna just Lost Legacy name Fervent Champion. Opponent will have to draw cards as a result. So I'm gonna just. Our opponent has any additional secret sauce. So 4 in hand. Then we have to select the 5 in the graveyard. And the selection prompt. And more importantly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow, this is painful. Yep, opponent concedes. He's not gonna wait for me to select it all. He figures that I would be able to, probably drown in the Loch one of them do some lockdown plans as a result. Yeah, so that's pretty much why you don't put all your eggs in one basket, even if you can do it. Actually, my first thought was 7 Dwarves, but no, it would just be equally vulnerable. Fervent Champion was probably a good idea there. Anyway, that was just a very quick hit on the new historic, air quotes. I don't expect much from this, but if anything, it does teach us 2 things. One, how to respond to certain aspects of a format. If when a new format comes out, like you go ahead, test, iterate, try things out. Then the second thing is, there's a reason why we have limits. That's a we love to complain to wizards that they don't know what they're doing. Seriously, they probably know what they're doing more often than they don't. And even the times when it seems like there's just there's fluctuations in power balance. Think of it this way: I would rather have events where I would rather have the power shift up once in a while rather than everything be plain vanilla boring all the time. Nothing kills a game more than ennui. Controversy does not kill a game immediately. Boredom does. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Those are my heartfelt greetings. It's not a joke. And I don't care about April 1st. To heck with it. Thank you very much.